Hey everybody, Joel here. So doing just a little bit different video today, taking a break from the do-it-yourself or don't do it yourself or how to or how not to videos that I usually do on the channel. Kind of projects around the house and different things, kind of all over the map. But anyways, there was some news today that I just felt like I needed to, well, I don't need to, but I want to say something about. And hopefully y'all will give it a listen and take it for what it's worth. But I just wanted to share with you, there was some breaking news today that the Boy Scouts of America have removed the word boy from its name and is now Scouting America. And I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on that. I'm wearing a Mountain Dew, one of the original, well, not the original, but it's an older Mountain Dew logo. If anybody remembers the real sugar Mountain Dew back in the day, I'm 54 years old, and I think back to my scouting days at Mini Point and Crow Wing. They had Mountain Dew in the bottle. We could buy it for, well, I think it was probably 35 cents a bottle, and you could get a nickel or a dime back for bringing the bottle back for the deposit. But those were the good old days of Mountain Dew with the real sugar. So anyways, I just want to share some reminiscence about my scouting history and then maybe some thoughts on where today's news is bringing us. But like I said, I'm 54 years old, got involved in scouting really young. I was in Cub Scouts in elementary school. And then I think I kind of dropped out for a little bit during Webelos. Don't remember a lot of the Webelo years, but then got back involved during into the Boy Scouts. So one reason was a lot of my friends were in Scouts, and my dad was involved. Without even me being involved, he got involved in Scouts as a leader, as a advancement leader. So I went ahead, I got involved. He was kind of leading our local township, put in street posts where you got the two signs, 225th Avenue and 189th Street. They went in and they put all brand new street signs in, and they didn't pour the concrete. They just drove the steel post in the ground, put up the sign. And they, as a fundraiser, the Scouts got hired basically for as a fundraiser to pour the concrete around these things. So my dad was kind of leading that, and a couple of boys from the neighborhood, Gary and Jeff, got involved in that. And I would kind of hang around and go with them, and it was a lot of fun. We would do maybe 5 or 6 in a night, and it was just a good time. So, anyways, on paper drives, boy, we did a lot of paper drives, man. The whole town would set their newspapers out by the curb in piles. They'd put them in the brown paper bags. They'd stuff them in there, and we would drive all of the city streets, and we'd have an 18-wheeler trailer up at the local grocery store. People could bring their newspapers to us. We were caravanning or canvassing the entire town, picking up those newspapers. Just what a blast. And we'd always have 10, 20, 30 kids and their dads involved. That was one thing I really enjoyed was, and when I look back, the memory of how highly involved our dads were. Our fathers really spent a lot of time volunteering with the troop. One of my good friends, his dad was a scoutmaster. I mean, we had, I think, 3 or 4 different patrols, and we'd have a quartermaster per patrol. We had our patrol boxes. We did a lot of camping. It was just a good time. We had a property north of town, about 3 miles, 160 acres that we were able to camp every fall and every spring. The troop would do that. One year we had all of central Minnesota come out to that campground. And boy, we just had a lot of fun. We were able to work on a lot of merit badges, just work on our camping skills, our cooking. And just imagining all of us 10, 11, 12 to 15, 16-year-old boys out in the woods camping and starting fires and just having a great time over the weekends. And it was a lot of fun. We made our own rope. We had one dad that worked for NSP, power company. It's now Excel Energy. He was a lineman, and he taught us how to make rope. We would take baling twine and just keep twisting it together. We had a rope maker that would spin the twine together, and we would just keep building it up. And I mean, we'd get some 3/4, 1 inch size rope, and we would make lashing rope, quite a bit smaller for the lashing rope. But we'd build towers and bridges. We had a latrine out there. It was just a lot of fun. Really, really good memories. Canoeing in the Boundary Waters, Canoe Wilderness, northern Minnesota, Black Hills of South Dakota. Later on, some boys went to Philmont Scout Ranch. I never went myself. I did end up getting my Eagle badge along with one of my best friends, and had ceremony at their Catholic church. We had all of our troop meetings at the local Lutheran church. Um, so yeah, just a lot of people doing good things for the boys in our local town, and really fond memories. Many Point Scout Reservation, Crow Wing Scout Reservation, Parker Scout Reservation, and like I said, the property just north of the town where we were located. Um, the opportunities were just phenomenal for us to be able to do that. And thankfully, we lived kind of in a rural town, so that was good opportunity. I know it's a lot more difficult for the city or the suburbs to get out and do that stuff, but we were very fortunate to be able to do what we did. And like I said, the dads that volunteered had great relationships. They really built a lot of character in myself. Citizenship merit badge, I remember doing that. I mean, the camping, the cooking, the hiking, the canoeing, the swimming. I was never a really good swimmer. It was a good thing they had alternative merit badges for that. Environmental science, that was a really good merit badge to get. We did that at a college professor's farm. We just spent a whole weekend there, and that was fantastic. He had a basketball court in the hayloft of his barn with a big rope swing, and I mean, there were about 5 of us boys that went up to get that badge, and they knocked our socks off. And what an experience. I mean, now that I think back on it, it's just kind of touching me even more than I've thought about it before. It's just phenomenal, the experience that we had as boys going through that. So just kind of turning the tide a little bit and getting into the rebranding of the Boy Scouts of America name. I think it was a couple years ago, many years ago, they started what was called the Explorers. I think that's a shoot off of the Boy Scouts of America, kind of under the same umbrella. But I do believe that girls were allowed in the Explorers group. And it was something that I think happened in the older ages. It was, I think, 16, 17-year-olds getting up into that age group. I don't think 12, 6th, 7th graders were necessarily, and I could be wrong, I wasn't a part of it. It came after I had gotten my Eagle. But anyways, that just to say that there were girls involved in that, if I recall correctly. And now they're changing it, I think, just to get more involvement from just all being extra diverse, really getting the diversity in here. And this is what I want to say to that is, for myself, going through the Boy Scouts, going through all the merit badges, all the advancement, Order of the Arrow, I mean, all of that type of stuff just made me who I am today. And I think I'm a person of really good character, a person who's got a strong value for the freedoms that we have in this country. Citizenship, learning about that at a young age really brought that on, and just understanding what it takes for a functioning country to have solid citizens that really believe and stand for what is true and what is right in a country. And from my perspective, I think the more people that we get involved in that is better for everybody. Whether it's boy, girl, whether it's the big one now is trans. I believe allowing trans to become. Why not? I mean, we're all growing together, and the skills and the things that we learned in scouting, I think, far exceeded. Anyways, I kind of see what the Girl Scouts are doing, and I'm not so sure that the Girl Scouts can stand or even hold a candle to what the Boy Scouts have been doing leadership-wise and preparing their members for life, just to be a good citizen of this country. So, and that's just an opinion. I mean, everybody's got their opinion. You can spew your opinion. I'm spewing my opinion. I'll listen and I'll have an open ear. But I really believe I was able to grow, and maybe people will be able to truly find who they are, who they were created to be, because all of us were created to be somebody. And I think that's an important thing that people are searching for. And I think where society is messing up right now is too many people, too many young people are being told what they need to be, what they need to think, rather than them being allowed to find out for themselves. So I think when you're allowed, like I was, to find out for myself exactly who I was supposed to be, where I was grounded in, I think that just made me a better person, made me a better part of society. I didn't end up wandering aimlessly, not ever wondering who I am or what my role is. I think with that good, solid leadership, I was able to find that. And now I can't say that because my individual experience is mine. I can't get into everybody's head, but I have a feeling that a lot of my buddies that were going through had the same experience that I had. Um, but there's a lot of different stuff going on in this world. I understand. Guy said I'm 54. I was 17 when I got my eagle, and a lot of things have changed since then. But I try to keep an open mind, and I really think that coming alongside of our young people and leading them and guiding them and helping them find who they are and allowing them to find who they are themselves is just so important. Uh, I, I can't stress that enough. And I just see so much around us that I've got children in school, and a lot of kids are being told who they need to be rather than being allowed to find out exactly who they are. So, anyways, thank you for listening to my diatribe. Hopefully, maybe some emotions were stirred or some memories. My dad was involved in scouting. I've got his, was going through his stuff, and I found his first class card from, I think it was 1950 something, 1954 maybe. Maybe that sounds about right. 1954, first class card. Two uncles that are Eagle Scouts also. I mean, it's just good. As the more people we can get involved in these type of things, I think is better. And maybe something will come alongside and fill in the void, if there is a void, from the Boy Scouts name change. If there are some things that change or happen there and they start to see membership really dwindle, maybe there's something that will come along and fill the void. But my message here is that the more people we can get, the younger people, the younger generation involved in this stuff and just learning and finding out, getting them from behind, out of behind their phones, from out of behind the computer and the video console. All of that stuff, I think we're just all going to be better as a society moving forward. So love you guys. Take care. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all on the next video.